Cool. So setup-wise for me, it's very, very good. Standing the golf ball nicely. Definitely an issue now in terms of what the arms are doing in the back. So, okay, as we ask the question, what do your arms do? If we just isolate just the arms, and you, as everyone's asked the same question, so it just takes your arms and drag them across your chest, okay? So as we'll see when the swing goes back here now. Sorry. On that right-hand one, you can see where your left arm is going there now. So your left arm very, very low. We compare that one to this one here now as you're starting to go back. There's a bit of daylight now between there. At this point, your arm could go up a little bit quicker, but look where your arm is actually getting. In terms of where that club's travelled, I mean, look at those two positions there. I mean, that club face is in line there with the forearm nicely. The left arm is in line with your shoulders. The elbow's nicely tucked in and sort of down, but in a good position there. And you've turned your shoulders far more than that right-hand one, okay? So as you're coming back in the golf ball now, at this position now, your club's kind of quite a long way behind you, sort of coming on this angle, which would encourage a big old hook. So what you had to try and almost do to try and sort of protect that is hold the club face open and not release the club as well. Left elbow kind of starts popping out to try and hit it straight. It's going to therefore be a weaker shot. It went straight, but a weaker version of that shot, okay? Now, obviously, at the moment now, you're not quite used to where this club is. It's a new sort of feeling, I guess. But as the club is coming back, your arms are working back in front. The club here now, that same position, so just inside there. Now the club can come back down a more direct hit. Same good strike, just pulling that a little bit left. And I say you gain 10, 15, in some ways almost 20 yards, 157 as long as I'm on it. So, and I would say if we can get your 7 to 140, 45, but comfortable, that's still long enough. What we don't want to have is when your 7 irons going maybe 125, maybe 160, because the greens aren't long enough. And that, I think, is the biggest thing. It's not a question of, in terms of distance, once you get to even the level you were at the start when on the right hand one there, when the ball's going straight, 125, 130, 135, whatever it was, when you're getting that yardage, that was long enough. But what we don't want is you sending the ball from there, but we're going like 140 or 110, because it's more now about controlling how far it does go, not how far it can go.
Yeah.
And I had a session with a guy said I can hit a wedge at 160 if you want to. God, nobody can. I missed it over there somewhere. But I hit 160. I can de-loft it, smother it down, and hit the ball hard, but no control whatsoever. It's like driving a car flat around a car. I can do this going 100 mile an hour. Can't stand the track, but I can do 100 mile an hour corner. It's like, well, yeah, great. We've got to control that club face, yeah? So getting that left arm to work up, I would practice as much as you can. Again, swing up against the wall. Also practicing now in that body position set with the ball. The club now going straight up over your shoulder, okay? There's no turn or rotation in any body part at all. Maybe just your arms or just moving a bit over to your right side. It's almost as if you're trying to sort of just chop into the ground, yeah? Your arms are just lifting up over that right shoulder, okay? And then once you get into that position, you just take your torso and your hips and just turn them, yeah? The trick is, and the thing you've got to be careful of when you do that, and people have found when I've done this in the past, I wouldn't say struggle with it, but they often sort of try to make a backswing as their arms are lifting up, and the club is sort of goes, what's the club doing there? So you've got to make sure it's literally two separate motions of the arm moving the golf swing and now the body moving the golf swing. If you're the other way round, you just turn your body this way and now lift your arms up. It'd be the same kind of thing, but it's blending those two together. So the turning of the torso creates kind of depth in the swing and then where the club goes. The arms create the height and the width, okay? What you having before was like not really much depth of the swing and just your left arm sort of driving your right elbow there, so just do this, isn't it? Just pulling across your chest, and every time your right elbow goes, it just sort of sucks in here somewhere. Whereas this one here now, as we're going back, and now we turn the torso in that same kind of position, that right arm, there's daylight now, but there's a gap now between your right side and the body, okay? And now the club starts working up a bit more here, as I say, compared to that one there, where the right elbow just keeps going low and around, and you never really get anywhere near the top of your backswing. And again, that looks a more powerful position, yeah? It's now getting into that position and knowing what that feels like. And yeah, I guess by swinging the club further, you're potentially lending yourself to maybe I'm going to miss at the ball because the club's travel further, but you know, when playing golf the rest of just sort of just bunting it half over the 2/3 length backswing. Yeah, want to get that club up nice and high. And that'll be the same throughout the whole set. Wedges through the bag to the longer clubs in the woods and stuff, yeah? And in some ways, it's more important to get that club a bit higher, because if you've got a less lofty club, like a 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever it may be, and you're coming in from this angle, it's a pretty good chance of the ground being the ball and duff it.
Which is you're basically lofting that, aren't you?
Exactly, well, you're basically too flat and too angled, and your club's coming in, catching the ground, and if it's coming in low and early at the ground, its heel hits the ground, stops, turns over. So you this sort of low, smothery, hooky one. But then what you then kind of did was kind of recover that by just holding the hands open, and maybe not even consciously with that move, just doing a move, and then suddenly the ball would go fairly straight. But then it's a very sort of risky way. 2 wrongs making a right. When it's good, brilliant. When it's not, where's that going? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, makes sense, mate?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Have a couple more then, buddy. We'll see how
Yeah.
that goes from there, okay?